growth, we did better in growth this year. That's why we saw the improvement. And out of school districts over 2,500 kids, we were the 7th highest improved APR score. So when you look at the large districts that don't have a lot of flexibility, and just so you know, we're about the 60th, we're about 68th or 9th, right in that ballpark, largest school district in the state out of the 518. So we're almost in the top 10% of the largest school districts in the state, but we're not quite. We're just outside about 13%. But anyways, just to kind of know size-wise where we are district-wide. So larger districts didn't see as much volatility as smaller districts did when we look at it, but there is some volatility. So when you kind of pare it down to the larger districts, we had some of the highest increase of scores, which is on the growth side, which is great. You would think that if a student scores here in 2022, this year, they would measure them off that same mark the next year. That would be kind of, did they grow to that same spot? Did they grow a year? Did they stay the same on the curve? What happens is the state has a formula that predicts where kids go. So they might predict that kid that scored there is going to score worse. And so then you're measured off of that prediction. Or they might measure that this kid is going to do better. And the big mystery, it's magical. It is a magical formula that how they come up with that predicted score. They are unable to share it with us. No one knows it. It's really frustrating.
Sure.
So you have no idea what this predicted score is. Like, how do you come up with the predicted score? Their answer is a very complicated math formula. So, okay, it's very complicated. So they're telling us one of two things. One, we're not smart enough to understand it. Two, they don't know it, which I kind of think that's the case. Or three, they're hiding something from us. But I really think it's that there's only one or two people in the whole state that know how this formula works. And they can't share it with us. 8th grade math is hard to compare. I know for a fact that districts are not assessing the same across the state. The way we do it is the way it's written in the handbook is we assess 8th grade math for just 8th grade math students. Our Algebra 1 students don't take the 8th grade math test. They take the Algebra 1 test as they're supposed to do. I know there are districts in the state that are having their 8th grade Algebra 1 kids take the 8th grade math test, and then when they're in Algebra 2 in high school, taking the Algebra 1 test. So I know that's what's happening. I know it is. So it's hard to say, oh, we're not doing great in this, but I know there's some game playing happening. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be you take the test the right time, right, exactly, take the class. So we are working through the MAC committee at the state level to try to tighten that up. Because you could tie the test score to what's reported on a transcript or what's in the grade, and so we're trying to figure that out. So.